I'm going to do one on cancers. We've done a lot of these, but I want to do another one on all cancers because the people are fighting so much with that. And I want to preface this by saying that to understand cancers, you have to step back and start to look at chemistry and physics and what we know is true. Because we live in a world right now where half of the stuff you're taught is just lies, theories, and so we have so many theories. Excuse me. The allopathic community is almost built on theories. A good example was this latest, well, it wasn't latest, it was, I don't know, the lymphatic system was discovered, 4 years ago or more. The lymphatic system in the brain from the University of Virginia was just discovered 2 years ago. But this was on Discover Planet. I showed it on the skin one. I want to show it on this one. And this is from Discover Channel. And it says, they'll have to rewrite their textbooks. And what the bottom line is that these two finds, the two lymphatic systems in the brain, which they didn't realize the brain had a lymphatic system because they don't understand what the lymphatic system is or what it does. They think it's part of the immune system, yet they don't even know what the immune system is. It's not even a system. So it's amazing the discoveries that they have found. There was a quote by a physician that he didn't realize that there was any more body parts to find in today's world here. But it's a stunning discovery that overturns decades of textbook teaching. Researchers at the School of Medicine have determined that the brain is directly connected to the immune system by vessels previously thought to not exist. I really did not believe there were structures in the body that we were not aware of. I thought the body was mapped. And this Jonathan Kipnis is a professor in the Department of Neuroscience, director of the University Center of Brain Immunology. There have never been a lymphatic system for the central nervous system, and it was very clear from the very first singular observation. And it goes on and on. Get this one. The unexpected presence of the lymphatic vessels raises a tremendous number of questions that now need answers. Guess where they can go to get them? You guys. Then they can go do their research. But we have the answers already, and we've proved it already by showing how many people can cure themselves from anything. You guys are just incredible, bunch of beautiful beings. And it talks about Alzheimer's, and I talked about this earlier, how Alzheimer's is just nothing but what they call chunks of protein attached to the cell. Remember, when stagnation exists, these proteins or acids adhere to the cell wall. In some immune responses, they like to call these markers. We talked about that at level 2. They call them, these proteins, cell markers. Right. They're not cell markers. They're cell killers. And this is when you get these proteins attaching to a cell and you start losing its impedance or losing its electromagnetic energy, you have an immune response of mucus. So you've got mucus. And then after a while, if the pathway is clear, which that's the problem, is that the lymph pathway is obstructed because it's agglomerated. And so now you can't have the lymphocytes move these cells to the lymph nodes so the macrophages can enjoy that taste. So that's not happening because of stagnation. So tissue is just burning and frying right there. If the lymph systems were open, of course you would never see that in the first place. But if they were, and that's what happens when you detox and open that, then the frying of the cell stops and you can regenerate some of them. Some of them have to be terminated. Okay, big deal, because the body's constantly replacing cells. So it's important. If you have ever been diagnosed with the word cancer, then you have to stop and realize that most people die when they treat the word cancer. That medical doctors have no clue what that word means other than it's a disease that kills cells. And that's stupid. There's only one side of chemistry that kills cells, and that's the acid side of chemistry. That destroys cells, and it comes from the cell itself. The joke of this whole thing when you're diagnosed with cancer is you're dying from your own tissue waste. It's that simple. These are all acids, and cancer is a highly acidic condition. So the first thing to help yourselves out is take the word cancer and give it back to them, because they don't know what it means. They don't know how to treat it, just to kill more cells. They don't know anything about it. It's an autoimmune problem. There's no such thing as an autoimmune problem. When your immune system can't get to the position or can't do its job, there's blockages in the way. There's obstructions. Well, what could that be? So when you understand the lymph system, the nature of the lymph system, the fact that it's a lipid-based system or a cholesterol-based system, you see cholesterol plaquing when acids start building up and adrenal glands, particularly cortisol, is low. You know, you have to understand life bumps between acid and base constantly. The movement of electrons out of base to the acids is called ionization, but it goes back the other way as well to a certain point. There is a saturation. We'll talk about it at level 1. But understanding that when acids rule, it's not a good day. The day is acidic, it's inflammation, it's pain, it's swelling, and the body has to do something with all these wastes. You know, the best thing to do is we'll just put them in a storeroom. We'll just put all this waste that can't get through the kidneys and the skin because they're blocked, we'll just store it. And what do we call a storage room for cellular waste? Tumors, cysts,